And we are live. What's up, y'all? You already know what time it is. I'm super excited. We're back for another week. And this week, we have a special guest. I'm pretty sure you've seen the picture of a man. So last week we had Kala's Pan on, and she was talking about her relationship with God. She was talking about her relationship with herself, and also her relationship in her marriage. And so this week we have the privilege of having ding 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 Elijah Hall, right? So he is going to answer some questions for us. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to use the comment box to ask your questions, and we will definitely answer them for you. All right, so we're not going to waste any time. We are going to have Elijah Hall on the scene with us. All right, so are we ready? Hold on. What's up, Elijah?
Yo, what's up? What's going on, guys?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, as best as I can be during this quarantine.
Exactly. All right, so we're gonna get straight to it. So we're gonna ask you a few questions, and the first thing we're gonna ask is about you telling us a little bit about yourself, so the viewers that is watching can know who we are speaking to.
Alright, so me, I'm a musician.
Okay.
21 years old. I play piano, organ, drum, bass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian. And that's basics.
Okay. So you spoke about you are a musician, and you spoke about a lot of different instruments that you learn how to play. So what is the next question is, what is the first instrument that you learned how to play?
First I learned how to play drums when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then I picked up piano and organ about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And it's been running with that ever since.
Okay, cool. 3 years. That's probably like 18 years. That's a long time. Okay, cool. And we have also Kamara on the scene. Kamara, wave your hand. She was with us last week. So she's going to be asking you some questions as well. All right, so if you were to play with one famous artist, you can give a few, but if you were to play with any of the famous artists that you know, who would you choose to play with? Play for.
In the gospel realm, I want to play for Todd Dulaney.
Okay, he's dope.
That's just one off the top of my head that I know about.
Okay.
Kind of wouldn't mind playing for anybody.
Okay.
And then second realm, Charlie Puth, PJ Morton. Those are like my Bruno Mars.
Okay, cool.
Top 3.
I like Charlie Puth. He's dope. He's like one of, well, I don't know much of his songs, but the 2 songs that I heard that he has a good range, and his acoustic versions is dope. I like it. So I'm gonna move forward to the next question. I am actually gonna show the viewers a video of you, and you did speak about talked a little bit about yourself. You spoke about you were a musician, you're Christian, and you forgot to keep one part of it out. All right, so we're gonna play this video for them.
That negative spirit gone, and I always look at the pros in life, and I was never Muslim, so why would I fear a Khan?
Oh. So tell us a little bit about that scene. So what did you mean by that? So obviously you say you're Christian. So what did that mean?
I'm a positive person. Pros and cons in life. I always try to be optimistic with the pros in life. And I guess Farrakhan is just a wordplay on his name.
Okay. So Farrakhan meaning like the negative. You could never fear the negative in life. You always go for the pros. All right, that's dope. That's dope. So could you like give us a quote off the dome, like?
Okay. So
you got it. It's okay if you don't.
Alright, so just really quick, I'm a Christian, I told you. I'm one that follows God. I always keep him at the forefront, never to the side, And every time I take communion, I make sure I swallow my pride.
Okay. All right. That's dope. That's dope. Okay. Put in the comment box if you like that. That was dope. I thought that was dope. I think.
I can see the comments.
Yeah, I think that the first one that you did in that was actually dope. At first, I'm like, what does he mean? And then after, I'm like, that makes sense. All right, so we moving on. So we're gonna start talking about our relationship with God, because you did mention, like I said before, that you're a Christian, and that does play a major role in your life, every aspect of your life. So tell us a little bit about your relationship with God.
My relationship with God started out rocky. But I kind of got to one point in my life where I realized that I need Him. Then I actually want Him to just be in my life, be at the forefront, and guide me in my life.
Okay.
I tried to just be casual with Him, still ask Him for stuff that I wanted, but then that's not how I want to be a Christian. And also as a musician, being in front of the church, I want to set an example.
And that's very important, because musicians and the praise team, they have an important role to usher people into the presence of God. So that's a role that sometimes we can take for granted, because I do the same thing. But it's a blessing to have it and to take it seriously, because not everyone has that opportunity to do that. So the fact that God has given you that opportunity in such a time like this is something commendable and something we should take seriously. So tell us a little bit about that moment where you decided to give your heart to God, and you knew that, okay, this is where I want to go, this is the life I want to live.
Since we get real personal, so about 2-3 years ago this happened. I was suicidal. And I was at my home church. The guy who was guest preacher, he was preaching. And he said, if anybody doesn't know what the spirit of suicide is, come to the front. So I went down there, prayed over me and everything, started crying. And my best friend came at the time. He came, consoled me and everything too. And I realized, like the spirit of suicide was gone immediately. So it's just like I realized, following God is the best idea.
Best idea. Okay.
Best idea.
Okay. And yeah, that's definitely important that you came to that moment where you decided to live a certain lifestyle, because living that lifestyle is important, like you did say. So that's good. All right. So what is something encouraging that you can tell the viewers that are watching today in regards to your walk with God in general? What is something that you can kind of leave for them to get an idea of?
What can I leave for the viewers? I would just say that if you're thinking about doing it or wanting to do it, really just do it. Like, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
And it's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I know that my life got better, and it didn't get easier. But I know I have God as extra help with me.
Right. So what you're saying is, like, your life got more easier when you decided to walk with God.
I wouldn't say easier, but it got better.
Okay. I like that. That's true. It is true, because it doesn't necessarily mean that obstacles stops. It actually means that obstacles come harder. But I think that when you walk with God, God walks with you during that time. Right. So that's good. So at this time, we're gonna switch. So we spoke about our relationship with God, and then we spoke a little bit about who you are. So now we're gonna talk about relationships with
friends.
All right. So Cookie gonna ask you some questions, and we want to hear what you got to say about this. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So we want you to describe your type of friendship.
My type of friendship. I got two best friends, male and female. Shout out to them. Other than that, I would say I have probably 3 or 4 close friends who are musicians.
Okay.
Or singers. And That's about it. Like,
Okay, so
How would you describe?
how would you
it?
describe like what do you mean like okay you got
what do you
musician
mean by
friends
describe them?
like there's like rankings to it, so sometimes you have, like you said, you did say you have musician friends and then you have other friends, so like where do you find yourself like having friends, like what group of people I
Or
should
what
say.
do you look for in a
Yeah,
friend?
like what do you
How
look
do
for?
you choose your friends?
Yeah, is it based off your skill, like what is it?
Nah, it's not based off of skill. It's just based off that person and whether or not I feel I can trust them or how genuine they are as people.
So
That's
you mentioned something about trust. So what is trust in your perspective? Because everybody can have their own level of trust. So what do you say?
I guess dependability, like, if I feel like I can come and vent to you because I'm upset about something, or like come to you for advice,
Right.
or stuff like that. If I need you, you're there or around, and then
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, next question is, what are your deal breakers as far as friendships?
deal breakers.
That's a tough one.
I mean, I'm very forgiving in all the life choices.
Okay.
So if you're like, I guess say breaking my trust over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's kind of the only deal breaker I have. Like if I'm coming to you and venting you about something, and I only told you when I'm hearing it from somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Big no.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing.
Okay, so that kind of I would say that mixy energy, you don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That's mixy. I don't like
Yeah.
that either. I definitely don't like that. So okay, so being mixy and kind of being a person of drama, that's not your type of.
Yeah, I don't like drama.
Okay, so that's your deal breaker. So that's the only one, like, and then you said trust as well. You did mention
Yeah,
trust.
I mean, if I feel like I can't trust you, can't be friends.
Alright. It's just like that. It's just like period. Like you just can't be friends with me. All right, I feel you.
Like, we can be cool, but
Okay.
Okay, moving on. So we were talking about friends. Now we're gonna go into relationships. Okay. So what are your deal breakers in relationships?
there's a few. First of all, you're not a Christian, you can't be together.
Period.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you're not a Christian, you can't be together. If you're not funny, you can't be together.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
You gotta be funny.
You gotta be funny.
Interesting.
You don't have to make me laugh. If we don't want the same thing, like say you don't want kids, but I do, then we can't be together.
Okay. Interesting.
And if you cheat, you can't be
We're talking about relationships, not marriage. He going deep.
But I'm
deep.
saying the purpose of a relationship is to get to marriage.
build,
I feel you. Definitely, I feel that.
I
All
like
right.
that mindset.
Facts. Okay.
Yeah, that's it though.
That's it.
Cheating is the biggest one.
Okay.
That's a whole topic by itself.
Yeah, it is.
That's a whole one.
Let's not get into that one.
Okay, so the next question is, what are a few things that you look for in a relationship?
I don't want to say the word vibe, like our generation ruined it. But like you know,
Facts.
the level of energy that I have, you know, it needs to be matched.
Okay.
Cause like I'm always joking around, I'm always happy. Like I'm relaxed, but I'm always happy and joking around. You can't like if that annoys you, then obviously we can't be together. If you are too much for me in terms of energy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're always like I don't know, ready to go doing jumping jacks or something. Like you have way too much energy. That's not happening. Like I'm a musician, so you gotta be able to sing.
At least something like play, sing, something around.
At least
there.
hold a note or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you.
And
I feel that.
it's really God for a woman.
Okay, God fearing woman, gotta pray you up while you outside.
Facts.
Hey, I feel that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I feel that. Amen. And you gotta keep her covered too. In Jesus' name. Yes. Okay.
I'm not a prayer warrior, but I got you.
Listen, you don't gotta be a prayer warrior to put somebody before the throne of grace, right?
That's a fact.
That's a fact. So
That's a fact.
let them know. All right, so let's go to the next question.
Okay, so what are some toxic traits that you have and want to improve in your relationship?
We got deep.
Deep.
Toxic. I'm a jokester, so I like to roast people. And I guess that would be toxic to the point. Because if you're insecure about something, and I tell a joke about it, you're gonna be hurt.
Right. Which
I guess that's a toxic trait. Yeah. Sometimes I do have this I don't care attitude.
Okay.
And that's definitely a toxic trait.
Mhm.
And that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, so you mentioned toxic traits, this I don't care attitude, and then you also have the other one. What was the other one that he had said? He said you joke a lot.
Yeah, play too much.
But I feel like joking. Well, you obviously sound like you have no limits, but joking is good here and there, because then you did mention that in a relationship you want somebody to joke. So,
but you just have to know when to
draw the line.
Draw the line.
And
Like it's time to get serious.
Yeah, get serious. Okay.
I mean, personally, I'm just gonna say that. Like I watch a lot of Wild now.
Okay.
I know how like people go back and forth with each other.
Mhm.
I do that a lot. Like I do that with my best friend. And we gonna add it all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think it all depends on the person too. Like the person's personality, tolerance level and personality, because you can joke around with your friend, it's not, you're not gonna take it to heart. I mean, it shouldn't be jokes where it's like, okay, like, whoa, where did this came from, like the left field. But it should be able to equal out, but it's all like sense
that's
in
what I
that.
look for in a relationship. So you gotta be able to come back at me.
And if they don't, then it's a dub. Like, it's not working.
It's not that it's a dog. It's just that I wouldn't say it's a big part of me, but it's a part of me.
Okay.
Shutting that off is gonna be a little weird.
I mean, I wouldn't say shutting it off. I would say having a limit. That's.
I have limits.
Why him smiling like that? It's just like it's questionable.
Okay. I naturally smile a lot.
Okay. All right. So we do have. So we're gonna pause because we do have some questions. Somebody did ask a question. They talked. They want to talk about marriage. All right. So we can talk about that because I think that's important. We are speaking about relationships, but what can we say is something? Well, I think that whatever you look for in your relationship is what you would take to your marriage, but what is something that what is something that can really keep your marriage together when you get to that point?
Something that would keep my marriage together? God.
Okay. And why you say that?
I mean, if he's first in both of our lives, there's no test that we can't overcome.
Right.
Unless somebody chooses.
Okay, that's a given. And I would say the same. What about you?
I would say God too.
Yeah.
I feel like
when he is first, and that's with everything. Like when you put God first
and in the middle of
Yeah.
it, then everything should go smoothly.
everything goes smoothly. That's the thing.
Even when it doesn't go
There's-
smoothly,
there's
as long as
gonna
you
be
keep
rough
God in the center, then
Yeah, he leads it. Even because there is going to be some rough roads, you know, for better or worse, you know. So when it is worse, you know, you still keep him there. He kind of brings you through those rocky roads. So I do think that, you know, God should be just at the forefront. Once you got God and y'all both are together and working together, where God is concerned, and praying each other up, because the enemy definitely has a problem with union or companionship. That's
Right.
his goal. If he can get the top, he can affect the bottom, and that's a whole nother topic, because you can talk about even our communities, what we see in society, you know. So that's a whole nother topic. So
But I'm not married, guys, so I can't even.
but listen,
Yeah,
you 21, so that's coming in your mind soon, right? All right, so
it's
okay.
coming, but,
It's just not there. Okay. Alrighty. Do they have any more other questions for us?
no, I think that was the only one.
That's the only one? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to be answering whoever's viewing. Thank you for that question. We're going to be taking some questions so that our special guest, Elijah Hall, can respond and give you the answer that you want to hear. You know, well, not necessarily what you want to hear, but from his perspective. Yeah. All right, so what's the next question we got for him?
Okay. Do you have insecurities that can pop up from time to time, or insecurities you used to have?
I guess maybe insecurity that I used to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like I'm ugly sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So is that something that you used to have, or that's something you currently have?
It's something I used to have.
Okay.
I don't have any insecurity anymore.
Okay.
I just learned to turn everything into a joke. And also, like I said, my best friend, me and him going back and forth all the time,
Mm-hmm.
just help me get over it.
Okay, I feel you. Okay, so so what you're basically saying is that now that everything that you feel turns, instead of kind of lashing out in a certain way for it to become toxic, you kind of brush it off in a jokish way to kind of.
It's like a coping mechanism.
It's like
Yeah,
it's a coping. Okay, but sometimes, I mean, this is my opinion. What do you think about, like, okay, sometimes it's, you can do it but so much, and then after a while it's like, okay, you know, there's that breaking point.
Yeah,
where it's
it'll
like,
catch up to you.
Yeah, it catches up to you.
Yeah.
You know?
When you don't actually deal with the problem and you just like keep putting it off.
Yeah, you keep putting it off. It's like, okay, you know, I'm laughing, ha ha ha, hee hee, you know, and then the next week it's like, dang, you know, I can't laugh about this. This is serious. I can't.
No, I feel like, you know, the fact that I'm saying, oh, I'm ugly, like, it's not that I have something to deal with. It's not something that can be changed. I just had to learn to get comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that also came with God. So.
Well, I don't think. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't think you're not an ugly person. I mean, it's that the mind. I feel like the mind and what we see in society is, it kind of like has an effect on us.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we kind of feel insecure in our skin because we have this we see this
perception of what beauty is.
Perception of what beauty is, when beauty is in different ways, or being handsome is in a different perspective. Everybody has their own beauty within. Right. So sometimes you can and this is not throwing shade, but sometimes you can meet a person that is like, you know, amazing, like they look like gorgeous or handsome, but the personality is just, it doesn't connect, you know. So even if you don't feel comfortable in your skin, you can make yourself feel comfortable by, like you said, getting used to who you are, and having that relationship with God actually plays a major factor in your confidence. Right. You know, so it's not just about, after you get older, it's not just about your look. You know, it's more so about your internal look. and then what you bring out. So whatever you have internally will eventually come out externally. So, you know, so there's many, I mean, I wouldn't say that they're not my type, but there's many people that, you know, I wouldn't, if I was younger, I wouldn't really give them the time of day, but it's because of that external beauty that they have that, you know, it kind of plays a different factor in, you know, my choices, you know, something in that sense, right? You understand what I'm saying? So so and then even like you have so much talking about getting to know you and understanding like who you are, that plays a major factor. So you showing, I feel like when you get involved and you have that relationship with God and you're confident in your gift, it helps you be comfortable in who you are.
Yeah, it gives you more confidence.
It gives you more confidence, you know? So, singing, like, if this was, like, 10, 12 years ago, you would never see me on a mic. You know, that's not me. Or even talking on here. Like, I wouldn't do that. But it's just this society thing. Like, okay, this is the way you're supposed to do it. This is how it's supposed to be done. This is how you're supposed to speak. If you don't speak like this, then it's not for you.
Yeah, because we just live in a judgmental society, so you're always on your toes about certain things. But yeah, she's right. Like, if it was a couple years ago, I would not be talking on mics. Even it's just like, I guess we're so used to public speaking now. Right. It's like you just got to get used to it and like jump in, you know, and just get used to it. Yeah,
get used to it.
Because people even like presenting in school, like people like voice be cracking, shaking. I'm just like, yo, relax, it's okay.
That's a fact. It's a fact. So that plays a major role in your confidence and insecurities. Yeah. So. And I like that you're being transparent and you can be able to say that this was a moment in time where you didn't feel comfortable in your skin. And, you know, after a while, having that relationship with God kind of made you a better version of yourself, I should say. So, and I think that we all had that moment in time where we didn't feel like we were good enough for society or good enough to be accepted by certain people. And, you know, I had that moment in time, but and the sad thing is that when you have that, it's always because someone else's insecurities is having an effect on you. And so sometimes people that are insecure will come and try to say things to make you feel insecure when really and truly they don't think what they're saying, but they believe that about themselves.
Yeah, it's like they're mirroring their insecurities onto you or projecting it onto you,
so that you kind of feel like, okay, is there something wrong, you know, with me,
right?
You know, so there was moments in time, and I'm gonna just share a little bit, but there was a moment in time where I had you know, I was bullied, but I'm not gonna say I was bullied because I don't believe I was bullied, because every time I was spoken about negatively or somebody had something to say, I always defended myself. And even when I didn't defend myself, I didn't allow it to get so far, you know, but so far. But it plays a major factor. And, you know, I had that moment in time where I was connected with God during that time. And even after, it's amazing that after like 2 years, like moving from that school, that one of the persons that used to say bad stuff about me or, you know, try to make fun of me, they came to me and they apologized because they told me that they were going through similar situations. They felt insecure about their own self. They were at the point of no longer wanting to be here anymore. So it was that moment where it was crazy, because it was like, okay, I was at a moment in time where I didn't know what to do. I had no one to turn to, and the only person I could have turned to was God. So he turned it in a way where it was like they realized what they did, and they were able to come back and kind of confront you and let you know, okay, what they did wasn't right, and this is not what you are, or the things I was saying wasn't true, kind of thing. So God works in mysterious ways when you do develop your relationship with him and you gain that confidence in him. So it all, you know, plays a factor. So yeah. Yeah. I had to let that off my chest. I don't think I ever told anybody that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never told anybody that. But, you know, you still gotta show the love of God no matter what, even when you become a Christian. So
right.
That's what I did.
Especially when you become a Christian.
Especially, listen.
And it's so hard sometimes, but you just gotta pray for wisdom.
Pray for wisdom, because the grace of God. Let me stop. The wisdom is key. Wisdom is key. All right, so let's
go on to the next question. Okay, so between your insecurities and your toxic traits, which one can be more negative and can it be more effective in your opinion?
Negative towards me?
Yeah. To yourself or to others. Either one.
So I guess my insecurities, which I don't really have anymore, like, obviously it would affect me more than anybody else.
Okay.
I mean, there are things that I feel are wrong with me or whatever, but I'm not insecure, so it doesn't really affect me. My toxic traits might affect me, you know, might turn people off of me because of how I'm acting.
Okay.
But I feel like that would definitely affect people more. And negatively as well. Toxic is not good.
Okay.
But yeah, answer your question, my toxic traits definitely affect me and other people way more than my insecurities.
Okay, so it would affect you more than other people. You're saying?
No, my toxic traits would affect other people more than me.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
But they would affect me more than my insecurities would.
But are you sure in a sense? Because I feel like if you're toxic, depending on how much you care about that person, your toxic traits can actually distance people from you. In a sense. Well, if you want to talk about relationships and friendships, it can definitely distance you from that person.
Talking about friendships, I would say my relationships, you know, toxic traits would turn other people off from me and would make them want to distance themselves from me.
Okay.
And that would affect me because my toxic traits are pushing my friends away.
Okay, I feel you.
So I don't have friends anymore because of my toxic traits. That would affect me.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
My insecurities are just there in my own head.
Right.
Not going to affect anybody else.
Is it?
I feel like
I kind of disagree in a sense, but that's your opinion.
I feel like it depends on how insecure the person is.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how insecure it is. Because after a while, insecurities come first. You can't be toxic without being insecure about something. So your insecurity...
Not necessarily.
I think so. I think your insecurities plays a major role of how toxic you become. Yeah, it's a fact. So if you know that, okay, there's something that you're insecure about that's not really up to par. So let's say how you were saying that in the time in your life you felt like you were ugly, right? And you felt like you were ugly and you had trust issues at the same time. If that is an insecurity, a toxic trait that could come out when you finally, let's say, get into a relationship or finally come into like contact with somebody you like, you would feel I don't want to use the word passive aggressive, but your insecurity will come off passive aggressive in a toxic way. Due to the fact that you don't want to lose this person. Do you understand where I'm going, in a sense? Like, okay.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, like your mindset is saying, okay, you know, this person's gonna find better. He or she's gonna find somebody better.
Right.
And that's what your mind is saying. So you're gonna act on it. You're gonna be more like, not necessarily aggressive if that's not your personality, but there is passive aggressive where you're okay, what you doing? What, you know, where you at? Who you texting? Who you calling?
Down your phone like 10 times, 20 times.
I feel like that is I think that insecurity plays a major role in your toxic traits.
Definitely insecurity that plays a role in your toxic traits. I feel like
it depends on the person.
I feel
like it depends on the person. Because all like me, I have toxic tendencies, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm insecure about that certain thing.
But what if it's like, what if it's something that it's an insecurity that's it's like deep, that you don't really necessarily like talk about it or necessarily become conscious about it on a daily basis? Because I feel like that's where it comes from. You know, like I feel like everybody has that moment where they are toxic. and they have a toxic trait. And I wouldn't say anybody's 100% with their self as far as insecurities is concerned, because insecurities is always going to come up in, some ways, some shape or form. So I feel like that's what plays a major role in a person being toxic. But I feel like it kind of switches when you can say that it doesn't play a major role in your insecurities when you are more subconscious of your toxic traits and how you're moving towards a person, and what you're showing out when you become conscious and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna kind of do it differently because I'm used to going this way because of how insecure I used to be, and now that I'm no longer insecure about this thing, I'm gonna work on kind of switching that toxic trait around. Do you understand where I'm going, or I'm losing y'all?
I'll just say I understand where you're
going. Yeah. I think so. It plays a major role.
I just feel like I mean, you're right. Insecurities are within toxic traits and how you act from them, but toxic traits can also be given to you just from other people's actions, and not necessarily how you feel about yourself. Like if there's somebody who just repeatedly keeps getting cheated on, and their toxic trait is to like obviously keep wondering like, oh, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you talking to?
But then I feel like that has to do with insecurities too, because of that past experience, you become insecure because you feel like, okay, there's something wrong with me because I'm always in that situation. So
not necessarily, because that person can really just be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I know I'm enough. I know what I'm worth. Mm-hmm. But it's just that they have a trust issue because something's kept happening to them in the past. So it's not like they have anything on themselves that they're worried about. It's just that they're just not sure if they can trust people anymore.
What do you say?
I mean, I feel like he's right, but then again, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of digging in like extremely deep, because at first you made a broad statement, but of course when you started explaining yourself, I could understand where you're coming from, and then I could understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, I feel like it still depends on the person.
What do you say?
I don't know. That can't be me. I feel like it all depends on the person.
It's just that if somebody, say, using the same example I just said, if somebody cheated on you multiple times, now you're going to think less of yourself because they did it, or you're just going to think they just weren't even worth it.
But it depends on the person, like you said. It depends on the person.
Some people could just bounce back like, okay, whatever. But it depends.
Yeah, it depends. It definitely depends on the person. But I will say that after a while, you start to question yourself. If you tend to find yourself in a certain situation all the time, or attracting a certain type of personality to you, then it becomes questionable. Like you start to think, okay, so what's wrong with me? Although you're not ugly, but there is that kind of question, like
you start looking in yourself and be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Is there something I have to change? Okay, I can understand, but I wouldn't think that's necessarily an insecurity. I think that's just like a self-check, so you don't fall into the same situation again. Doesn't necessarily mean it's an insecurity. You just want to make sure, okay, I need to make sure I'm happy in the next situation I'm gonna end up in.
So how about we ask our viewers, type in the comment box if you believe, what's the question? Well, if you believe that insecurities come with
toxic traits.
Was it that? Well,
no, the original question was.
No, because you just, what did you just say? You had mentioned about just now. She forgot. She forgot. It just came like that. Okay.
It came and left. Sorry.
But we were basically just talking about insecurities popping out in insecurities being an internal thing. You said that it's something like a self-check. Do you think that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you think that it's a self-check, or is it something that is an insecurity? If you find yourself in the same predicament all the time, I think that after a while you become insecure about it. Or not even necessarily finding yourself in that situation all the time, you can be insecure to the point where you believe this is all you deserve. So not subconsciously, some people can get into that because that's the toxic traits that they're used to. Or on the insecure side, they can get into a relationship because that's the type of people or the type of relationships that they think that they deserve, rather than getting more. So do you see there's like two sides to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two sides because it depends on the person.
Yeah, it all depends on the person at the end of the day. It does. So yeah, I can answer that question if you want. Comment in the comment box on YouTube. You can comment in the comment box as well, and we will see what you say. Okay, so we're also viewing here as well.
Yeah, I'm viewing here.
You viewing? Do you see any questions yet?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so we could when it comes up, then we can answer. We're also on Facebook Live at the same time.
Yeah, I
so...
tagged your friend. Well, tag you so your friends could see.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, so what's the next question in regards to insecurities? Between insecurity traits, which one can be more effective in your own opinion? So we just spoke about that, about it being more effective. I feel like that conversation could just be the conversation, like for just a separate video, because we could all have our own opinions on it, and there's also different ways to dissect it.
Right.
So I believe, I believe that. So okay, all right. So is there anything else you want to add in regards to like relationships? We do have a few more minutes.
Somebody asked the question.
Okay, what's the question?
He said, does tall or short matter? So I guess height matters.
Yes. Yes.
Listen.
It's for you guys.
It's for us. Whoa. I think that whoever God has in store for me is who God has in store for me. If God wants to bring somebody like here to me, God, thank you.
Listen.
But if he was to, preference wise, I would say my height or taller,
Okay.
Listen, I strongly believe in what God says. He will grant you the desires of your heart. And he knows, as you taller than me. Not
the
shorter.
desires of your
No,
heart.
he knows your desires.
It's true.
And he's not going to give you anything less.
That's right. Amen. I receive that in the name of Jesus.
I'll say my piece. I'm like what, 5'9" on a good day. On
a good day.
I dated somebody who's 6'2". Dated somebody who's what, 5'1", 5'2", like. Doesn't really matter.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it was a while ago.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's who you like. It doesn't matter. If I feel like it's whatever. Yeah. It's
all about the heart.
It's all about the heart. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about height. It's about the connection. The connection you make.
Happiness.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about. That's it. So, look.
Any other questions, guys? Comments.
Yeah, comment. Let me see, because we do have a few. We have about a few more minutes. By the way, we didn't do it last week, but this week, if you are interested, if you are trying to receive a monetary giveaway, we do have gifts. So this is what's gonna happen, right? Ding, ding, ding. We are going to give you about 2 minutes to go on Instagram, and you're gonna tag us. You're gonna put c.s.b_legacy. I'm gonna say that again, c.s.b_legacy. You're going to go on Instagram, and you're going to tag us in a post, and we're gonna see it here, and you're going to get your friends to view it. Okay? So actually, it's going to be 2 different giveaways. So the first one is whoever tags us in the post. The first person to tag us in the post, you will receive a monetary giveaway. We're not going to tell you exactly how much it is, but it's going to do.
Do I count?
Does he count?
No.
No. Because he's a guest.
He's a guest. I think that's a little unfair, but you can still do it because you're the guest and you're on here. So
it's a little unfair.
Yeah, that's like Kamari doing it or me.
I mean, I already posted it.
So then,
okay, cool. So do that, tag us in. We're going to be viewing it and we're going to check and see who is tagging us right here. So I'm going to give y'all I don't got a clock. I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes. All right. 2 minutes. C.S.B _legacy. That is the YouTube. That is also the YouTube, but it is the Instagram page. C.S.B _legacy.
So we are waiting here. We're looking at the Instagram page. Whoever reports here first, okay, we'll announce the winner, and then you come claim your prize in the CSB DM.
Yes, claim your prize. We got it for you. Send your cash up. All right, and we're gonna announce the winner. And the next prize is to the person who goes right now and invites their friend to watch the YouTube live. The link, we are on YouTube right now. We're streaming live. So what you can do is go to the YouTube channel, C.S. I lied, just said it his Cash App. We just told him he don't count. He don't count. So, yeah, so we're going to
send my Cash App.
Send your Cash App?
Who said that?
So, if you're in the comments and you know me, my Cash App, we can split it.
Yeah, so so what you're doing is you're going to copy and paste the link. And you send it to all your friends, and your friends will have to comment in the comment box who invited them so we know how to tally it. All right, so we do have a question, we do have a comment from Facebook streaming, and tomorrow is
my birthday.
Okay, so we got a birthday. Happy birthday, cuz. Happy birthday. We're gonna follow you.
And we're gonna tune in for your IG party, most definitely.
Definitely. Sounds lit.
Yes.
Definitely. So we have a birthday, so we're gonna say 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to, hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May God continue to bless you and give you strength, especially during this time. Keep you safe and your family safe. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you. All right.
Make sure you follow the CSB Legacy page.
Yes, CSB Legacy page.
Somebody sent their Cash App on YouTube.
Somebody sent their Cash App? Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Did he act? Did
Let's
the person
see.
actually?
Wait, who's
Who sent their Cash App?
who sent their Cash App?
Saquon.
Okay, did Saquon?
He gotta
follow
do it.
the rules.
He has to put it. He has to
I
tag.
you gotta follow directions.
Follow directions, sir. Alrighty, so what we're gonna
Maybe
do
he didn't hear
is,
the directions. Maybe.
oh yeah, so we're gonna say it one more time, and then we're gonna go into the next question, because we do have a few minutes left. But the directions is go to our Instagram page. What you're going to do is you're gonna post C.S.B _legacy, and you're going to basically tag the Instagram page so your viewers and your people can follow this
Page.
This page. All right. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And then the next thing you are gonna do is you're going to go to YouTube, because we are streaming right now on YouTube. You're going to go C.SB Legacy. Yes, C.SB Legacy. And you're going to copy and paste the link for this live stream, and you're going to send it to your you're going to send it to you're basically gonna just send it to your friends so that they can stream. All right,
definitely.
So yes, so most definitely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wait another 2 minutes. Wait another 2 minutes. We have Deborah on here. Hey, girl.
Hey.
We definitely gonna get
Guys.
Deborah Faith on here. She is also a YouTuber as well, so we're gonna get her on here as one of our special guests sometime in the future soon. We're definitely gonna collab. Who else do we have? We have
definitely.
Nate Johnson. How you doing?
Michaela.
Mackenzie. How you
Hey.
doing? Let me see who else we have.
Have a couple people tuning in.
Yeah, we have a couple of people. Hayes, Benelli. How you doing? Andrew Stewart.
Hey.
We have Michaela Dunn. Hey. Jeremiah. And we have Auntie Allison. Hey, Auntie. So we on here. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna get back on here, and we're gonna have Elijah answer one more question. One more question. All right, so, and in the meantime, while we're getting ready to answer the next question, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, whoever is tuning in right now. And it's a blessing that we can still have fun during this time of quarantine. So we thank you for joining. We thank our special guest, Elijah Hall, for being a part of this. This is something that I'm really, really excited about, something that we need to have where we unite as young people,
Yeah.
Amongst each other. We don't necessarily do it a lot, but I think that this is something that is appropriate to do. So we are going to be streaming every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Please, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is CSB Legacy, and it is called Young Woman Circle. So we do have a guy on here, but guys are not exempt from this Young Woman Circle. We talk about things where topics that we don't necessarily talk about on a daily basis. Topics we can't even really talk about to, some people. Sometimes we go through internal stuff and we don't have that person to talk to about it. So this is creating that space where we can talk to each other about it. So we do have people that's tuning in now. How you doing? Hey, Mia. So yes, so we're gonna put Elijah Hall back on, and he is back to answer the last question. So go ahead, Cammy.
Okay, so the last question is, what is the legacy that you want to leave on this earth? It's a deep question.
I guess the legacy that I want to leave is, whatever path God decides to guide me down, lead me down, hopefully music. I just want to be, remembered as one of the best to really do it.
Okay.
Like, I just want to remain humble, always be known as that guy that was humble and was dedicated.
Okay.
And then my kids, kids are also my legacy. They're an extension of me.
Amen. I received that in the name of Jesus. All right. Amen. I like that. All right. So your legacy is music. You want to be known to be one of the best composers, or what is it, like just musicians? Okay, clarity.
Producing and composing is a whole other thing.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay, so do you see yourself? Do you see yourself like being like a producer, doing?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting into that.
Okay, cool. Okay, dope. Okay, so we gotta talk in the future. Hold on. Okay, I feel you. All right. So, do we have any more questions for Elijah Hall before we get ready to close out? So that was the last question. Yeah, that's the last question we have for you here. So if you do have any questions, we'll take 2 minutes more to answer your questions, and then we will resume next week Saturday at 7:30 p.m. So I'm gonna give y'all a few. Let's look at the page to see.
In the meantime, while we're waiting, what is your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be?
So actually, it's ironic. It's ironic that you said that, because this this is called CSB Legacy. CSB stands for Chinese Store Bakers Legacy, and there is so many different brackets under that. Young Women's Circle is one of them, and we do have a new project coming out very soon where the men is concerned. And so it's all about, I feel like life is all about making an impact.
Yeah.
And whatever talent, whatever gift that God gave you is to use to his glory and his honor. So I think that whatever God has in store for me, I think that I will be ready for it. And this is one of the legacies I want to leave. I also like to sing. I'm a musician as well. I do want to leave a legacy of music behind as well. That you're going to hear that in the future soon. And there's more in store for CSB Legacy, so you're going to hear about us very, very soon, more often, and yes. So it's all about just making that impact. So I'm just here to make that impact, and yes, to God be the glory.
To God be the
Your
glory.
turn.
Yes, what's good? Hold on.
It's funny, like before, like just now, like I never really thought about it, but I would just, want to make a difference in someone's life, whether it be through my dancing, through my playing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just never really, thought about it. A couple years ago when the church was on, over there on Flatbush. Yeah. An evangelist, remember, she prophesied over me and she said, when you dance, lives will be saved, people will be healed. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what I want my legacy to be, when I dance and minister, people will be changed.
Amen. I like that.
So
I definitely like that.
Yeah, and of course, we're on break, with this whole corona situation, but of course, moving forward and growing up, I just want to continue doing missions overseas because I feel like we take life for granted over here.
Definitely.
So, just tapping into different countries and reaching out, spreading the gospel and helping however you can and whenever you can.
However and whenever. Yep.
That's the legacy I want to leave behind. Just making a difference in someone's life.
That's good.
Whether it's just a small thing, big thing, dance, ministry.
That's good. That's good. And I do encourage everyone that's listening to think about your legacy. Think about what you want to leave back, because it is important for you to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
So life is not just about living the best life by yourself. Life is about making an impact. So I don't want to be morbid, because I always get to this point, because it's crucial for you to always have a conscious thought about your life.
Right.
So I always say that if God is to take you today and you leave everything behind, your phone, your laptop, everything behind, what legacy do you want people to remember you as? And that's important, that you leave something for people to remember you as in a positive way. Let's stress on positive. In a positive way, so people know, okay, this is what they left for me. This is what I learned from this person. And this is how they showed the love of God to me.
Right.
So there was a time where we didn't go to this funeral, but we went to a person's funeral that we knew. We were taking them to the burial ground. And one thing that we seen that it wasn't amazing, but it was like, wow, we went where the cars were like wrapped around like for blocks.
Yeah.
And we came next to another horse while we were getting ready to go to like the burial ground. And
horse?
Yes, they called the horse a horse.
The hearse.
Yes, where they put the casket in. We came next to it. And what we saw was that there was literally one car behind. And it's not to say, okay, it's not that serious, but it's to send a message that when you leave an impact, you want to leave an impact not just for here, not for you, not for just you, but you want to leave an impact for the world. So the Bible says, go into the world and proclaim my gospel, preach the gospel. So it's not just about your inner circle. It's about
You're for and no more.
Yeah. It's about creating a safe space for people to be comfortable, for people to know you, and through you showing the love of God amongst the world, so people, you know, lives can be changed.
Right.
So it's so when I seen that, it was just amazing, because it's just like, wow, like this person just has one person. We don't know who it was, but we just seen the horse coming, and there was just one person behind, one car behind.
Right. So I want to make a movie reference. I'm sorry. So my favorite movie, Troy, of course. It was basically about the Trojan War, and there were two. There was basically a great warrior, and two warriors were basically having a conversation, and he basically said, "Okay, this war will be remembered for thousands of years." And one of the other warriors, he was like, the dust from our bones will be gone by then. But he said, but our names will remain. So it's all about leaving a legacy. How will you make an impact? How will you be remembered?
Right.
Even though you'll be gone, you should want your name to live on forever.
Live on forever. That's
it.
it.
That in there.
That's it. And Jesus is an example of that. Jesus was here 2,000 or more years ago, but his name and his legacy still remains till today, that we can, as Christians, can follow in his footsteps. And that's what it's all about. So we're gonna just end it there. We thank you, Elijah, for being a part of it. Thank you so much. Next week,
Thanks for having me.
yes, no problem. Next week, because this was a good talk. Next week, we're going to have Elijah on here again, and we're going to have another special guest. So we'll let you know during the week who that special guest is. And we are going to get even more deep. So we spoke about relationships last week. We had Collis Pan, like I mentioned before. And this week we had Elijah Hall from a male's perspective. So thank you again, Elijah. Thank you for all the viewers that's tuning in. And we hope that you enjoyed this. We do open it up for questions. So we want you to be able to feel free to kind of give feedback on what you want to speak about, or what you want us to talk about. And we will, for the next few weeks, we will be leaving it for question and answers. If you have any questions in regards to anything whatsoever, we are here to answer for you. So with that said, we are out. We see you next week, 7:30. Do not miss it. And just bring a friend along. Let your friend know. Send a link to your friend. And you can definitely, again, I'll just say CSB Legacy on YouTube. And you can also put Young Woman Circle if you can't find it. And with CSB Legacy Young Woman Circle, you will be able to find our YouTube channel. And you can subscribe to it so you can get notifications every time we go live. All right?
But you have to put on your post notification bell, or else you're not going to get the notification.
Right. So what we'll do after this is we'll make sure that everyone is following our Instagram page so that you can also get information there as well. But thank you so much. Thank you. See you next week. God bless you.